Welcome to tonight's class with Yoga with Dora. In today's class, we're going to connect with the second energy center in the body, which resides in the pelvic region, and the water element is in charge of this region. And it's all about flowing, having joy, and just like a really, really lovely little, like super sexy part of the energy system. So come into a nice, comfortable seated position. Relax the shoulders, soften into your seated position. And cross-legged position, a lot of time, if we have tightness in the hips, so we have a lot of emotions which are like holding the legs in, may not be a very comfortable one. This is the one when you can have like blankets, blocks underneath, or you can even have the legs a little bit further away, but you can even have the legs stretched out, whatever feels comfortable for you. For the centerings, just come into the posture that feels that you can spend a couple of minutes just arriving to our practice. And then once you found that position, softly close your eyes and bring your awareness to the physical body. So notice what is happening in the legs, in the feet, ankles, knees, and the hips. Can you make any adjustment in your physical position to get a little bit more comfortable in your pose? Then make those adjustments. Notice if one side feels different to the other, and just arrive into your position. Once you feel connected to the lower body, bring your awareness to the spine and lift the top of the head up towards the ceiling, getting as much length in the spine as you can. Keep the shoulders relaxed, the chin parallel to the ground, eyes softly closed. Notice your breath in this pose. Notice how you arrived to your mat tonight. It doesn't take a long time that you can find this peace, this tuning into the breath. On the exhalation, navel to the spine, relaxing, releasing. On the inhalation, expanding, filling up. So just give yourself a chance to flow with this natural rhythm. To balance the second energy center in the body, we learned to flow, to go in towards the easiest way, the less resistance. Allowing our posture to be effortless. Allowing our breath to be effortless. Allowing the movement of the water, which takes about 70% of our body, to flow freely. Bring the hands to the heart, left palm coming to the heart center, right palm over it. And then make the intention that in today's short class, we allow the flow to happen in the body. We try not to create resistance, but we just accept what is, and we just go with the flow with ease. Let's tune in with the Om mantra 3 times. To raise the vibration for the class, palms together, thumbs to the heart center, top of the head reaching up, tailbone reaching down, and then starting chanting the Om mantra 3 times on the next exhalation. Just enjoy the vibration of the mantra surrounding you. And then relax the hands, open up the eyes. If you want, you can swap the legs around, and we're going to start with the gentle hip circles. So come forward and start circling towards the right, coming back to the left and to the front. Depending how your day was, if you were like sitting at the desk a lot, you may be a little bit more like tight, just go gentle, so flow with the breath again. Remember, today's class is all about going into this connection with the body and flowing with what is. Noticing the hips. And maybe it will feel nice to go into bigger circles. Maybe your movement is just really small. Just breathe into it, enjoy it. You can have movement in the arms as well. So feel that you're stirring up the whole of the pelvic region, visualizing the pelvis like a pelvic ball, and then just noticing that you're stirring that water up. A lot of time when something gets stagnated, all we have to do is give it a little bit of a shake, and then it can be released. Coming back into the center, and we're going into the other direction, so starting towards the left. And just coming to these gentle little circles, and notice how this feels. If your hips are feeling tight, just notice them again. No judgment, no self-criticism, just noticing, and then maybe sending a little bit of compassion and kindness there. The water element is connected to emotion, so that's why the hip can get quite tight, because whenever something happens to us that triggers something in us that we don't feel very good, we feel like a negative emotion, it sort of stores there in this area. And that's why it can get tight. You may feel little crackings. Hear them, and just come back and lengthen up. Let's come into the side bends. Right hand comes to the side, left hand reaches up. Gentle side bend to the right, rooting down with the sit bone. Inhaling up, exhaling to the other side. So just really soft movements, like a dancer. Dancing is a really, really good way to release any stagnation in the second energy center. So whenever you feel like, down and you're stuck and the emotions are taking you, if you feel like, for example, water element is connected to the taste, a few more times. So if you feel like you really feel like comfort eating, that you just want to eat because you want to bring some sweetness, whenever you would say that, I'm just eating because it's just like I want some sweetness, or it's the best thing in life, then just go and do a couple of minutes of dancing, and you will have the effect of this pick me up without the bad side effects. So coming to all fours, I move the blanket, but you can have it underneath the knees, wrist directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. Check that your feet are hiding, you can't see them. That normally means that the legs are parallel. Inhale, let the belly drop towards the floor, starting from the tailbone, vertebra by vertebra, open up into the U shape in the spine. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Look ahead. On the exhalation, starting from the tailbone, vertebra by vertebra, like a beautiful massage to the spine. Create the C shape in the spine. Navel comes to the spine, middle back reaches towards the floor, head relaxes last. Coming to a few of these flowing movements. The inhalation opens up, rolling the shoulders away, gently looking up. And the exhalation, navel to the spine, creating the C position. One last time. Inhale, open up. Just enjoy the movement. This energy center is all about I feel. And if it's balanced, You feel joyful, you feel happy, you feel creative. Coming to our first downward facing dog, neutral spine, activating the core, tucking the toes under and pushing the sit bones back towards the sky. Shake your head a little bit. Maybe take that downward facing dog for a walk, bending one knee, then the other, pushing the opposite heel down. Again, find the joy, find the fluidity in the pose. Nice and easy, warming it up. Few more little walks here. And then come into your downward facing dog. Look between the hands and step forward with that right leg in between the legs. And pivot the left leg about 45 degrees and walk the hands over to the left. So we're coming into this Warrior 2 version, but relaxing the head, planting the hands down, or you can be up on fingertips and just relaxing here. And you can have a little bit of a bounce here, feeling the release, the opening in the hips, letting the head relax. Just really, really soft movement. Few more times. Just feel the opening in the hips. Inhale, exhale, and then walk the hands closer. Bring the hands up onto that right thigh. Inhale, reach the arm up, extend and open up. And then bend the left leg as well and come into the goddess pose. Both knees are bent. The toes are pointing into the corner of the mat. Come down as far as you feel comfortable. Tuck the tailbone under, activate the core, and just relax in here when we're coming into gentle little shoulder relaxations. And exhaling the left shoulder to the right, towards the right knee, and coming back. Feel the external rotation, the opening in the hips, and just exhale to the left. When you inhale, come up and lengthen. Exhale, work towards the right knee. Inhale, lengthen up. Nice active core, lengthen in the spine. One more time each direction. Feel this external rotation. Last one to the left. And then slowly come back. Turn the right leg back. Move the left arm to the left thigh. Bring the arms around. Lengthen. And then we're coming into this Warrior 2 down dog version on the left leg. So bring the legs in front of you. I'm hoping I'm still on the mat. Bend that left leg deeply. Make sure you don't go further than the ankle and the knees pointing in the same direction as the toes. And you can come into this little bouncy movement. So you feel that you're creating a flow, you're creating a relaxation and a release in the hips. When we open the legs, externally rotating, we're allowing anything to be released on the exhalation, and on the inhalation we bring in new, fresh energy. Nice and easy, relaxing into it a few more times. And then coming back, bringing the hands in the center, turning the left foot together as well, coming into the forward fold, inhaling, coming up onto a fingertips, looking up. If you don't want to go with your head down, you can stay here, or you can walk the hands in line with the toes, bend the elbows and gently work the head towards the floor. If you want to, you can make your stance wider as well. So you just feel, work the top of the head towards the floor. Don't let the elbows flare out. Bring them in and just relax in here. If it's too much for the legs, you can have a mini bend in the knees if you feel that you're locking your knees out. Breathe here. Relax into this pose.
forward folds are so beneficial for moving the water energy. But feel that you're folding in the hip so you still have a nice straight spine. And then inhale, come up, walk the hands in front of you, come up onto the fingertips. Walk the legs a little bit closer together. We're going to come into a squat position. If your knees or your hips are not happy with it, then modified version is that you bring the hands onto the knees and you just lower the sit bones and you stay up here. If you're okay, you can even bring the legs a little bit closer and work your way towards the floor into the squatting position. If you want, you can even bring blankets blocks underneath the heels and just wiggle around. So just play around in the pose. So walking from one heel to the other. Lift the top of the head up, away from the sit bone, nice straight spine. Active core, and then just relax into the pose. So even if you're in the higher version, making sure that your knees are happy, just make sure that you're coming into this fluid movement, and then bring the palms together, lengthen the top of the head away from the sit bones, and just take a few deep breaths. So think about this posture is all about opening the hips, relaxing into the pose. Soften yourself here. To come to the higher version, the modification if this is too much. In the Western lifestyle, if you don't spend a lot of time sitting on the floor, this may be too much. Inhale. And on the exhalation, bring the hands behind you and come into a seated position, coming into the butterfly pose, bringing the soles of the feet together. You can bring the heels closer to you or further away, depending on how this feels in the knees, and hold either the feet, ankles, knees, and just coming to this little butterfly, flapping its wings. Activate the core, lengthen the spine. Breathing deeply. Nice and easy. Reach the top of the head up, tailbone down. And just flap your wings. Okay, and then bring the legs together. When we're going to come into a forward fold, we're going to bend the knees and hug the arms underneath. So really hug, bring the elbows together, that you hug the chest, that there's a contact between the chest and the thigh. So with this one, when you have the contact, you really massage this area. So you bring the flow in here. And then from here, you can start working the heels forward, but still keep this contact between the thighs and lengthen up. So if you do come all the way down and you still have the contact between the chest and the legs, then you can take your hands away and just bring it to the outside edge of the foot. But make sure that you do have that contact and you lengthen in the spine. And just soften into this pose. So forward folds, all about folding in the hips, nice and relaxed in the hamstrings. Breath is deep and just flow with this. Feel with every breath massaging the whole of the pelvic region. That with the inhalation you're expanding, you're filling up, you feel the belly up with the breath and you're almost pushed away from the thighs. And on the exhalation, you can just soften into the pose. Breathing deeply. So this center, when it's balanced, we really feel like creative, want to like maybe do a drawing, paint, cook, write a blog, so anything which is your outlet, we feel quite joyful, happy. So a lot of the times when there is a blockage in this area, we feel that the little things are not making us happy. So it's a very good energy center to keep balanced. Of course, the sexual organs are here, so it's connected to our healthy intimacy, relationships. One more deep breath in here. And then slowly relax and come up. And we're going to come down onto the floor. I hope you don't hear it. There is a racket going on in the kitchen. The joys of live classes. And that's the thing. So even those things are happening on the outside, just staying in your focus, staying in your breath, staying in your flow. And we're coming down for a hip sequence. If you haven't done this with me before, then stay seated and I'll just show it quickly. So we're going to lay down on the floor, the legs close to us, shoulders shimmy down to relax, bring the chin in. I do like to put a blanket or a block underneath, so it's really nice and comfortable. There's length in the neck. The legs come together, and on the inhalation first, just the right leg drops out and the left leg stays stable. Then on the exhalation, the leg comes back. We do the same on the other side. And then we're going to open up the legs like a book, like we did in the butterfly position, and come back. And we go into the twist and then to the other side. Okay, so this is our sequence. Get nice and comfortable. You can bring the arms into T position in line with the shoulders, palms facing up. You can even close your eyes if you feel you'll be happy to do so. Press the lower back down, relax in here. Inhale, drop the right leg out, keep the left leg nice and stable. Exhale with the help of the core, bring that right leg back in. Inhale, drop the left leg out, keep the right knee pointing towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the knee in. Inhale, open up the feet like the book, soles of the feet coming together. Try to press the lower back down. Notice how this feels. Exhale, navel to the spine, bring the legs together. Now glue the ankles and the knees together and gently let the legs drop out to the right, to the twist, just until you feel comfortable. Keep the shoulders down. Inhale, exhale, navel to the spine, bring the leg back to the center, and then drop the legs out to the left. Exhale, come back to the center, and then we do this sequence one more time, but staying in the few of the postures. Inhale, drop the right leg out. Exhale, bring the right leg in. Inhale, drop the left leg out. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, bring the legs into the butterfly, recline butterfly, and just relax in here for a few breaths. Lengthen the spine, soften the belly. Feel the heart open, feel the hips relaxing. Don't let the legs drop out too much, just until you feel a comfortable, gentle release in the hips. And we can release the hip breath by breath. In the next exhalation, bring the legs together. And we move into the twist, letting the legs drop out to the right. Keep the shoulders rooting down. Just relax into this gentle twist. Whatever we have stirred up in the practice, we release, we squeeze out with the twist. One more breath in this position. And then on the next exhalation, bring the leg back to the center and drop it out to the left. relaxing into this pose. And then bring the leg back to the center. Hug the legs in. Give yourself a cuddle. We can finally hug. Well, you should always hug yourself. I think it's a daily practice. And we're coming into one of my favorite postures, happy baby pose. It always makes me laugh when I'm in this pose. It looks a bit funny. So options are that you put the hands underneath the knee and you just align the soles of the feet coming towards the ceiling, and you just allow the ankles and the knees, and you just gently pull the knees towards you. If you can, and it doesn't put too much pressure on the arms, you can grab on the outside edges of the foot and open the legs a little bit wider and work your knees towards the armpits or towards the floor. And if you want to be a really happy baby, you can even rock and roll here. And this pose looks really funny. One time we were actually practicing this when the studio used to be in the house, and then the window cleaners came. So this is really it's a funny looking pose, and it's just relaxing into it and finding this, laughing at ourselves, this joy, this childlike freedom, happy baby. Just relaxing, especially after the twist, we always realign the hips. And this is a really nice little hip release. So don't force it, make sure it's comfortable. And you can just have the legs here, hugging in, and then opening the legs a little bit. Yeah, it will come with time. If you practice regularly, you notice practice by practice that there is more freedom in the hips. Because with the help of the breath and the intention, we're releasing all these little hurts, all these little disappointments that we may be storing at the hips. Okay, and then bring the legs together, and we're going to rock up into a seated position for our meditation. So either rock up into a seated position or a couple of little rocks, or turn to the side and use the hand and the elbow to come up into a seated position and make your way up where we started. Just make sure that you're comfortable and you can stay here for a few minutes. Allow yourself to find the stability in the lower body, relaxing the shoulders, lengthening the spine, and softly closing the eyes. Make any adjustment in the physical position to feel comfortable, and then bring your lips into a smile. So smile to yourself. And imagine the same smile on the lips coming into the pelvic region. So like the same smiley face is in the pelvic region. The color of the second energy center is the beautiful orange color from the rainbow. So breathe into the pelvic region. Visualize your smile there. And allow this soft orange color to fill up the whole of the pelvic region, the pelvic ball, the hips, the sacrum. Breathe into this area. With each exhalation, you're relaxing, you're releasing it, allowing anything that is holding you back there to be released. And with each inhalation, you're breathing in flow, joy, laughter, smile, happiness in this area. On the exhalation, you relax, you release, you let go of anything that you don't want to be part of you anymore. And on the inhalation, you breathe in this playfulness, this creativity, the ability to connect to others, to be open to intimacy. Visualize all the sexual organs, the reproductive organs, the bladder, urinary tract, everything functioning at a perfect way. Breathing into this area. Keep the smile on the face. Keep visualizing the smile in the pelvic bowl. Breathing in and out in this region. I feel happy. I feel creative. I feel joyous. And then you can either stay here, just meditate on the second energy center. If you want, come into a mini shavasana, just relaxing on the floor, laying on your back. Again, you can have your blanket underneath so you can cover up the chest if you feel a little bit chilly. Opening the legs about hip distance apart, letting them drop out. Arms at a comfortable distance, palms facing up, chin tucked in, just relaxing into the posture, softening into the pose. Just allowing a few minutes to integrate our practice. The little steps can create big shifts when we connect the physical body, the breath, and the intention together, balancing our energy centers. Very slowly create movement in the body, a ripple of movement in the fingers and the toes, or you can just switch us off and stay here in Shavasana. Bending the knees, feet flat on the floor, and then turning into the fetal position to the right side, just supporting yourself fully on the right arm. And whenever you're ready, with the help of the hand and the arms, come up into a seated position.
Just back for our closing. Bringing the hands to the heart, palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Close your eyes. This mudra signifies bringing the feminine and the masculine part of ourselves together into balance and connecting into the heart center. Bow your head to your heart. Big thank you to yourself to coming to the mat again. And then rub the palms together, create heat between the palms. Covering the eyes with the palms, letting that warmth to be transferred to the eyes, filling them up with the energy. And then blink the eyes open in the comfort of the palms. And whenever you're ready, separate the fingers and with a lovely, lovely massage, come back from your practice. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.